And it's like, I feel like, you know, the school, they're always like, oh, we're preparing you for college, we're preparing you for this and that. And in reality is, there's a lot of kids that don't even go to college out of high school, right? So, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Eddie back at it again with another video. Y'all see the title, and honestly, I don't even know where this is gonna go. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. I'm just kind of, you know, ranting a little bit. This is one of those things that, you know, you start thinking about when you get a little older. The reason why I started thinking about it is because I'm getting to the age where, you know, I'm starting to think about, you know, kids and having a family of my own. And what that thought comes with is, you know, where do I want to raise a family? What type of school do I want my kids to go to? You know, type of neighborhood I want them to grow up in, right? And I start looking back and thinking about my upbringing, and my parents did, you know, an amazing job. You know, they did the best that they could, and they did a great job. I mean, look at me, you know what I'm saying? Turned out great, you know. But then I start looking at schools, and the reason why schools specifically, because I don't think people realize how important school is, especially in the early stages. Because when I was going to school, actually, when I got older, I kind of, you know, was doing some research, and I've also heard other people talk about it, you know, the school to prison pipeline. And I think that, and I'm not a super political person. I never tried to be. I don't want to be. I don't even want to attract those type of people to my channel, because I just, it's low frequency, it's low vibrational. I don't like talking about that kind of stuff. But I feel like school these days is meant to keep kids from wanting to do more, right? And so when I talk about a school to prison pipeline, right, it's like you're in class all day, you know, your teacher, the bell doesn't dismiss you, I do, right? You get to go out for lunch for a little bit, you know, a little break here and there. You learning the same things, and everything is so repetitive. Like me personally, I didn't learn anything, you know, after like 10th grade. Like I felt like 11th and 12th grade was just like a waste of time, like to me personally. And you know, in my school growing up in Los Angeles, we didn't have any of the extracurriculars, like, and so that's what kind of sparks me into like, where do I want my kids to go to school, right? Because there's so many other schools out there, you know. They have auto shop, you know, they have what is it called? See, I don't even know what this stuff is called, because we never had it. You know, where they cut the boards and build stuff in class, and you know, they have all these extracurricular activities, you know, trades to where kids can learn. And it's like, I feel like, you know, the school, they're always like, oh, we're preparing you for college, we're preparing you for this and that. And in reality is, there's a lot of kids that don't even go to college out of high school, right? So 17, 18 years old, they graduate high school and they go straight into the workforce, right? They didn't learn how to do taxes, you know, they didn't learn how to buy a house, they didn't learn how to buy a car, they didn't learn how to, you know, this is the important stuff that I feel like we should learn. And I feel like a lot of public schools don't care to teach kids this stuff. And I feel like it's important, and I feel like they try to keep it so you don't learn that stuff, you know, just to keep you wired to, okay, I'm just gonna go work for somebody for the rest of my life. Like, I don't want that for my kids. I don't want that for me. But I mean, right now it's where I'm at, and you know, I'm trying to, you know, work my way out of it. But you know, it's gonna take some time. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't learn that I have to kind of learn on my own. And you know, my dad, you know, he's great. You know, he taught me, you know, a lot of stuff that I should have learned in school, right? But thankfully there's the internet, and you know, a lot of opportunities to learn a lot of different things. But you know, I was at the gym and I was talking to this kid, and you know, he played basketball. I was asking him, you know, what grade is he in? You know, he told me he's a senior. I'm like, oh, okay, you gonna try to, you know, play college ball, or are you trying to, you know? And he's like, he's not going to college. And I'm like, oh, really? You know? Oh, so what are you planning on doing? He's like, oh, I want to go into like HVAC and learn, you know. And I think that's one thing that people don't realize is, especially when I was growing up, like we didn't realize that people that were in trades, you know, how much potential money that they can make, right? People think of blue collar work and it's like who the heck wants to, you know, do? To me, I'm like, that sounds like slavery to me, right? I always thought I wanted to be in a, you know, nice corporate job, sitting at a desk behind a computer doing, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, these people saving all this money, not going to college, going straight into trades, and you know, we're not taught about that kind of stuff either in school. And so I think that it just kind of sets kids up for failure by not having, because they're just going off of, well, we're teaching you so you can go to college and do this, that, and the third. But a lot of kids don't go to college. School is not for everybody, right? And teachers lying to me, talking about, maybe because I didn't go to the biggest university, I still went to a pretty good sized university, but they're like, oh yeah, teachers aren't gonna do this for you in college, do this for, like, college felt like high school to me, like, honestly, you know, like, I don't know, just a thought, like, the counselors at school, they're not doing anything really productive, you know, so kids are just showing up or not showing up, right? And not really learning anything of importance. Like, yeah, to a certain extent, yes, English and math and all that is important, but at a certain age, right, you kind of have to start teaching like real world stuff. Like older people used to tell me that they used to teach kids how to, you know, wash clothes, and obviously this is stuff that you can learn at home, but you have to realize that everybody didn't grow up the same. Like, I think that's everybody's problem. Like, you have to realize everybody didn't grow up the same. Everybody didn't grow up with, you know, 2 parents. Some people grew up with no parents, had to grow up in their grandparents. Some people are, you know, foster kids. You know, like, the biggest misconception is everybody thinks everybody grew up the same when they did not. Right? And so you go to school and they say they used to teach you how to wash clothes, how to sew, how to do all types of stuff, you know, stuff that means something in the real world. But you're coming in and teaching these kids who maybe school isn't in their future, all the stuff that they don't care about. So they're just going to school, wasting their time, and then they leave school and they have nothing to do. So now they're probably, you know, resort to the streets, or, you know, like, start doing illegal stuff and end up in prison. Right? All because the school is pulling away funding, right? Trying to save money, doing the bare minimum, right? It's like, oh my goodness, like, school is so, public school is so, I watched this kid, you know, he tried to buy like a bag of chips or something. The chips were like $1. He had 99 pennies. 99 pennies. And the lunch lady had the nerve to tell him he didn't have enough. That kid threw a fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, school is so... But I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts about it. But if you have any ideas or like any comments, or, you know, what you think about the school to prison pipeline, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to have a conversation about it. Leave it in the comments. I love these type of conversations. But with that said, if you watched to the end, thank you so much. You know, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell, do all that. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Bye.